Well, hi everyone. I'm Peter and welcome to my vlog. I'm a enthusiast wildlife photographer with a special interest in avian photography. And if you've watched, just gonna watch to make sure I don't get hit here, but if you've watched my past few videos, the more recent ones, you will have noticed I was in the winter, living in the city of Ottawa, capital of Canada. It's it's winter 5 months of the year often, but it's not winter here. And you may think, oh, all of a sudden he's not done videos in a long time, or the weather changed. Well, in fact, I'm in Cuba. To be precise, right now I'm walking on the Ancon Peninsula, the town of Trinidad off in the distance, and we get some vehicles going by. So I'm here for 2 weeks with my lovely wife, and a little bit of sitting on the beach, a little bit of, well, I'd say drinking rum, but I don't drink rum, but certainly drinking cerveza or beer, and a whole lot of bird photography. In fact, that's where I'm heading right now. I'm heading down the road here from where we stay at the Memories property here on Playa Ancon, and we're heading to the another. We're going to be near another property, but we're going to have a look for some. I think it's the yellow-faced grassquit. It's a grassquit. I saw them yesterday. They're probably about 7 or 8 in a particular bush, but it was very windy, so they weren't too keen on flying around and getting good pictures. So the wind is very, very calm this morning. So we're going to try it again. Just to put it in perspective, it's March 3rd, 2024, and it's about, I think it's, when I left, it was 24 degrees Celsius. So it's nice and warm. So we're just walking. The other thing you'll have noticed if you've seen the last 3 videos where I've used the shotgun mic, I'm using a lavalier or a lav mic. It's a wired version, so a little not as fancy as some people would use, but we give this a go and see how it works. So anyway, we'll catch up to you in a little bit. We'll just walk for a bit, and we'll see how things go. And we're now on the old, they call this the Costa Sur, the I think it means sort of the coastal road. This is the old road, hardly used any longer, because there's the one I was doing the opening on a few minutes ago, that is more direct, it's newer. But this is a great little road. Particular part of the walk is not the best. You'll get Cuban peewees, which are a flycatcher, an endemic flycatcher, and I'll post a picture of one from elsewhere on this trip, from one of the other walks I did. Very cute bird, very, very easy to photograph. Tends to like to sit not only on a perch, but a fairly open perch, so you can get good images. So the Cuban peewee, sometimes the smooth-billed Annie, which I haven't gotten a good picture yet of one from this trip, but I have some from last year, so I'll post what a smooth-billed Annie looks like. Lovely bird. I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but they're just so freaking clumsy when they land in a tree, and they're a bird that likes to hang out together in groups. So they're just funny. There's probably a neotropic cormorant. I forget what the one. There's the one that we'd have in Ottawa, and the name is escaping me. The other one is the Nootropic cormorant here in Cuba, and the Anhinga. And I'll post a picture of an Anhinga now. Some people don't like cormorants. That's fine. But the Anhinga, with its white feathers on its back, and I'll use a picture I had from last year, where it had its wings opened up, probably drying itself. Just that back is spectacular. It's just beautiful. So, and just to give you an idea of what's been, so this is day 8, day 9. We've been up to Topas de Calantas, and that's the large mountain range. Oh, rock. Yeah. Large mountain range that I believe is about 1,000 meters elevation, and at the highest point. So we spent a day with a guide, a specific birding guide. Got a number. I think we ended up with 22 individual species, and if I'm right, 4 or 5 lifers. So I was very happy. But got to see the Cuban trogon. Photo now. This is the Cuba's national bird, and if you look at the colors, it also is the colors of the Cuban flag. Beautiful, I mean, exceptionally beautiful bird. Miserable to photograph because it's a heavy, deep canopy, deep forest bird. So it's usually very dark when you're trying to photograph them, and they're often in a tree, a little high up, and just very, very hard to photograph. This guy this year, or Dal, I was very lucky and got a decent picture. It's not going to be an award winner, but certainly one that I can be happy with. We also got to see my absolute favorite Cuban bird, and likely top 5 birds of all my favorite birds, the Cuban toady, or Carta Cuba. Beautiful little tiny bird, and you'd think little tiny bird must be hard to photograph. These little guys are very territorial, so you call them, and you don't need even playback calls. You can just go and they'll want to see what's there, but very territorial, and they'll stare you down. They'll sit down on a branch and just look at you and call back, and so you get often, like, I've been lucky with them, and others may have a harder time with them. But last year in Cayo Coco, when we were there for 2 weeks, I did really well. The 2 weeks we did here, a few weeks after, that's a peewee, Cuban peewee. So a few weeks after, I heard him in the Cubana Natural Preserve, but I didn't get to see it. But this time up in Topas de Calantas, we had 2 that we were able to see and photograph, and I mean, I was happy. Again, another photo, not a award winner, but certainly one that I can be happy with. So in the mountains we got, and then so 22 birds, species, 4 or 5 lifers. So far down here on the peninsula alone, the first day, full day out, was 25 birds, and it's been pretty regular. I'm up to 60, I'm gonna say 62 individual species so far this trip. We're about to approach where the Grassquits were. I have to put this away because I'm going to need my phone to see if I can pick them up. They were kind of flying between both sides of the road here. Just before we get there, the camera I'm using is the Canon 80D. It's my older camera, and the reason I took it was because it's a crop sensor, and my 400 5.6, and it's a nice combination. It's 640 effective focal length. So for birds, excellent. And I like that lens. It's very sharp. No image stabilization, which is a pain in the tuchus for video. But you know, I'm shooting at least 1,000. 1,000 for my shutter speed, often 1,600. So no questions about stability. And you can hear the Grassquits, so that means they're here. I just have to find them in the trees. We'll just turn you around here. So here you might be able to hear them too. Yeah, that might be Grassquits there. So there, I got a few pictures in, pretty sure I got a few pictures in that group. Worst part is the grass, and I'll just turn this around while I'm doing up my sandal here. So if you notice the grass here, Cuba has some pretty interesting pics, little Burrs that are on the way for seed dispersal. Animals go by, humans go by, pick up a burr and carry the seed to another location. So here's actually, I don't know if you can see this, but that's what these little burrs, and if they get underneath, if they're just on your skin, they're no big deal. Like that one was just on my leg. It was no big deal. Freaking Grassquits all over the place in there. Oh, there's one. Oh. Okay, I'm putting this down because he's really in the open. Okay, sorry about that. I was just about to say that I'm gonna head over to where the avocets were, because I wanted to give these guys a bit of a break. But one, and he's still in front of me, which I guess is a good sign that he's comfortable. He's feeding on the grass seeds, and I'll post a few of the pictures, of course. But he's just I'm gonna guess 10 feet in front of me, maybe. Yeah, probably about 10 feet. It's not the greatest picture. Again, it's a lot of grass, but it's a good environmental shot in the sense that these are Grassquits. They eat grass seed, so there's a fair bit of the slender grass. It's almost like I don't know, something like an oat, or anyway, type of thing you'd see in a farm field. So I'm going to leave these guys for a second. I'm going to head down to where the avocets are, and then on the way back, I'm going to come back this way instead of by the big road. I'll come back this way, and then I can try to get a few more shots of these guys. Anyway, so oh, that was fun. Hopefully I got a few pictures there.